Hello, good evening. This is Brother Benson Media, and today is a Saturday. We are blessed to have this precious moment to have a discussion that is geared to ensuring that we get back our country. A discussion that is a discussion that is going to help us as a people make the right decision. So we are just here to give our own opinions and also to try do the analysis of what we believe. Before I continue, have my panelists here, Mr. Meguda and Mr. Barak. Allow me to take this opportunity to invite them to our viewers. I'm also taking this opportunity to invite all of you. Wherever you are, feel welcomed. And if you're new here, kindly like and subscribe as well. Mr. Meguda, you can say hi to our viewers, and then Mr. Barak before we continue.
Greetings to our viewers and my host and co-host. Welcome to Brother Benson Media. Hear your opinion count. Thank you so much. Karibuni sana.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Meguda. Mr. Barak? Mr. Barak, I don't know if you can set your camera well. It's a little bit too down, eh? Yes, that way is okay. You can say hi to our viewers. Mr. Barak, can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Meguda, can you hear me on your side?
You are very clear. I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know whether Barak can hear me. Barak, kindly confirm if you can hear me. I think his network is not very stable. Okay, so maybe okay. I think it's side that is not okay. Maybe you can remove him and then Mr. Miguda, just tell him to reset. I think he can't hear us. Yes, so to our viewers, this is Brother Benson Media, and today we just want to have a discussion on what is happening in the country and the issue of partly impeachment that is going on, and the close allies of William Samoei Ruto are saying that they want to go for all those people that they believe were not really supportive, all those people that they believe have not been supportive to the president, and so there are so many mixed reactions that is coming from the people. The people are trying to do the analysis and to just say and to have a discussion of what is going on. So that is something that has been going on again. I just wanted you first to give your opinion on what you believe or what you think, is going to happen for all those members of parliament or close allies who for some times back we've not been seeing them closer to the president. Mr. Miguda, before Mr. Barak comes in. Mr. Barak, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. You are loud and clear now. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know whether I think you had some problems with your network. I wanted you to say hi to our viewers before we proceed. Kindly say hi.
Hi, how are our viewers? Hi, my co-panelists Miguda and Mark. Good evening, wherever you are. So nice to have you here, and thank you so much for taking your time to join Brother Benson Media. And we are looking forward to having a very interactive session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak. So today we are having just a discussion on what is the planned ouster of close those who are seen as close allies or supporters of William Samoei Ruto when they were getting into power, and then along the way serious disagreements came in, the likes of Ndindi and others. We are being told that their goose are already cooked, as is being confirmed here at the comment section by our good friend Gypsy Corner. And then, Miguda, before you give your opinion on that, allow me to welcome Gypsy Corner, but Sebandwari, Brenda Obedi, and everyone. If you're new, this is Brother Benson Media. We ask you to also engage us at the comment section. We will really, really appreciate. Mr. Miguda, kindly give us your take.
Thank you, Mark Obura. And just to clarify one thing from our good supporter, Jeb Sekona, that Didi Nyoro actually voted yes for the finance bill, but he never participated in the impeachment process. So when it comes to finance bill, he voted yes. And when he went back to his constituency, that's the Kiaru, the people welcomed him and he heard no one's apology or explanation why he voted yes. The issue of impeachment and the ongoing political shift from different camps, this is as a result that it was obvious that the impeachment had to come with some casualties. And there are those who are going to be victims, and those who are going to be beneficiaries. The beneficiaries are those people who are aligned with the dynamics that require a lot of dictates. But those people who are suffering from the current political dynamics are those people who dissent to the decision of particularly the party that sponsored them into parliament. So there are the people who believe that there's no way you can hold a position, more so the lucrative position of the party, whereas you are always dissenting with the decision of the party. Impeaching a deputy president was something that was crucial to Mr. President. It was crucial for the UDA party. When I say that, they even expelled Rigathi Gachagua from the party. They removed him as the deputy party leader, or they removed him from that party as a member. When he was removed as a member of that party with the Secretary General, it means more to the party when he was going to be removed. So if you are a member of that party and you are not aligning with any decision of the party, it means that you are disloyal to that party. So people in that National Assembly can view it that if these people are disloyal to our party and this position they are having, for instance, the chair of budget, that is a courtesy of the UDA. He was made, he was given, he was appointed by William Ruto. Members of UDA in the National Assembly never voted for Ndindi Nyoro to be the chair for budget. So they're asking Mr. President, if this position they're enjoying at courtesy of you, why can't we remove this position from these guys? It's happening, even in the county assemblies. If you have a very good history of the county assemblies, whenever there is no one MC is not aligning with the governor, sometimes they are being removed from those committees, and someone can even hold more than one committee because of his loyalty to the governor or his loyalty to the Speaker of the House. So it was obvious that's why I told that it was a very delicate balance as a politician. But those people who took bold stand to make decisions at that critical moment, at least they have made their point, and we have heard them, and we are here to watch them. That is my overview on the current dynamics, which has come with a lot of dictates.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Miguda. Mr. Barak, this planned ouster of one Ndindi Nyoro from the budget chair committee. And it's something that people are talking about almost in the whole country. And the reason why they want to remove it is because he's been seen as a defiant politician who doesn't want to realign himself with the position of his boss. My question to you is, Mr. Barak, does that really warrant the removal of Ndindi Nyoro, Ndindi, as the chair? And is that the exact reason why they want to remove him? Or, according to you, is there anything else that is pending? Because you're being told that he's being defiant from what you're getting from the sources. And again, if you've been listening to the member of parliament from Mbere, this same member of parliament, if you can remember, the person who started the issue of impeachment of the deputy president was the same member of parliament. He is the same member of parliament who started with this thing of endorsing Professor Kindiki as the Mount Kenya kingpin. And again, he's back again. He's now saying that the parliament has to be sanitized. And all the chairs and the vice chairs of the committees, he's saying that they have to realign. My question to you is, are they going for Ndindi Nyoro just because of its defiant nature? At the same time, if you, I wish I had that clip. I watched the clip. He's also saying that those who are currently holding those positions have not really shown leadership. They have not worked according to the expectations of the people. Is that really true, Mr. Barra? What is your take?
Well, thank you, Mark. I believe anybody who is holding any leadership in this country since this Kenya Kwanza government came to power has not performed according to the expectation. That is why we have so many problems in this country, because leaders who are in position, who are holding positions, are not performing. From the president down to the MCA to all these other guys who are holding position in parliament. And that is why even the Finance Bill 2024 was shut down by the public, because leaders failed in their responsibilities. So nobody is working, leave alone those who are complaining, like that member of parliament from Mbere. All of them, nobody is working. So if they have to be removed, I believe there are many reasons that can facilitate the removal of any leader in office, because nothing is working in this country. So it's only that now the political realignment is taking shape, and casualties are going to come up, because any realignment, once the realignment is taking shape, the people must be sacrificed, and sometimes they are sacrificed for good, because if you remember how Jubilee sacrificed the likes of Duale, the likes of Murkomen, the likes of Kithure Kindiki. By the way, all of them are right now are in power. But those who are rewarded with those positions, the likes of Amos Kimunya, the likes of Samuel Fogisio, where are they right now? Yeah, the likes of Professor Margaret Kamar. So sometimes political realignment can. You might think that you are winning now, but after the next the forthcoming election, you might find that you are, in fact, you are the casualties. That is what happened when Jubilee was sacrificing the so-called rebels for supporting the then deputy president. So the tactic that Uhuru used is what now Ruto is also want to apply right now. And by removing these leaders of chairs of committees, I don't know, leaders in parliament, sometimes you might remove them and it becomes a blessing in disguise. So I think they can remove, they can remove whoever they want. But the fact is that nobody, no leader is working in this country effectively according to the expectation. That's why even if you talk, you see there's a lot of failure in parliament leadership. There's a lot of failure in the executive. So let the realignment take shape, and let's see the outcome of that realignment, and see how far it will go and how many casualties it will claim. That's my take.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak. Something else that we also have to note is, Ndindi Nyoro is the current chair of Budget Committee, and that position comes with power. There is also an argument that Ndindi Nyoro thought, or he has been thinking that he's powerful just because of the position that he is currently holding. Because there's a group of members of parliament who argue that since Ndindi has been holding this position, and that position, he has some power because he can actually make, like, members of parliament can approach him being the chair, he can try to negotiate on their behalf. And there's also those who are saying that because of that position that he's holding, members of parliament have been closer to him just because they want some attention, him having the power of budget committee. And they're also saying that if it were not that position, all these invites that he's been getting to different constituencies, he would not be getting. All this attention that is being given, he'll not be getting. So, in short, they're trying to say that if they get him out of this position, the power that he thinks, the attention that he thinks or believes that he's getting from the people is something that is going to end. And my question to you is, Mr. Mekuda and Barak, do you think that from where you sit and from all the political happenings and situations we've been seeing in the country, with Ndindi Nyoro being removed from this position, would he still remain like a relevant, powerful politician the way he has been viewed? Would the people still view him as someone who can take over a leader? I mean, a leadership of a Mount Kenya region or any part? Would we still see him being invited, in these constituencies? Mr. Migoda, what is your take? If he is removed in this position, how relevant is he going to still be in this political environment?
Before I answer your question, let me first deal with the issue of the Mbere member of parliament, not Mbere. That legislature is coming from Embu County, and that is Mount Kenya East, and he has been a defender of the status quo. Remember, during the Gen Z protest, he actually introduced a bill in the House that was to regulate demonstrations. There was some regulation he wanted to introduce that whenever people are demonstrating, police can use excessive force to disperse people. But later that bill was withdrawn out from the House, and it is non-existent. So he has been a defender to the status quo, and that is the nature. So there is no way we are going to tolerate him because we understand him. If you are asking about the issue of Ndindi Nyoro being the chair for budget committee, in parliament, and I'll use the example in the county assembly, because I've witnessed such scenario whereby a certain MCA, who is the chair for budget, usually attracts other fellow MCAs. Power does not attract only at the presidency. Power attracts at whatever level power is, even at county assembly. So when someone is appointed the chair for budget, you will find that most of the MCAs do align with him. They do even receive calls from most of the MCAs because they know that he is or she is the chair of the budget. And whenever they want to make any proposal, maybe to construct a road or a dispensary, he must be involved. Even whenever MPs are going to, for instance, if those MCAs from Western region, they are moving to Nakuru, Mombasa to make the budget, they usually accompany the chair of the budget, and even the speaker of the county assembly usually align with the chair of the budget, and even the governor, most of the time, he do consult the chair of the budget. So the chair of the budget is also having power, and he attracts even the superior in the hierarchy. So when he attracts even the superior in the hierarchy, it means that people will only go where power is. People can only follow power, but where there's no power, people will not follow. That's why Ndindi Nyoro, you find most of the members of parliament do access him, do agree, even do invite him. Even before we get into the broad-based government, Ndindi Nyoro was being invited in Luo Nyanza with some MPs who were not supporting the UDA KK government. So whenever someone is having the power, it will attract many people. But I'm looking at it in a different way, because why am I looking at it in a different way? I think Ndindi Nyoro, when he was in the, I think, 12th Parliament, that is 2017. When he was in the 12th Parliament, Ndindi Nyoro was loved by the people of Kero constituency. That's why he was given a second term. So locally, he's loved, at the grassroots, because he was never rewarded in the house by that time, in the 12th parliament. He was never rewarded, and he was still having massive followers, and he was incorporated in the presidential campaign team when UDA were campaigning for President William Ruto. Ndindi Nyoro were one of the people who were in the presidential campaign team because of his eloquency, because of his articulation of policies, that he speaks the sound that resonates so well with the people on the ground. He speaks the heart of the people on the ground. So I believe that Ndindi Nyoro, he was seen as a national leader by that time, even before this chair of budget came. But being chair of budget would catapulted him into more position and attract him beyond Mount Kenya, beyond Kiaru. But now, when he's going to be strike out of that position as the chair of budget, I believe that he might lose some support base, particularly the leaders in the National Assembly, or even from the president, or coming down to the speaker and the people who are interested in the budget process. But the people, he might control the people, but even if he's controlling the people, let him focus on how he can get power, and let him understand and learn how to maintain power. Power should not get out of his hand the way power has gotten out of the Rigathi Gachagwa's hand.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miguda. Mr. Barak, what is your take on that? What do you want to say about that? What Miguda has just given his thought on?
Maybe if you summarize the question so that I can pick it up from there.
Okay.
Please.
The question is, this is a lucrative position, and there's this argument that the people have been going or following, Ndindi Nyoro just because of this position, and that there's some members of parliament who are arguing that should he get removed out of that position, the power that he believes or he thinks he has will automatically fade. And the power he has, he'll be no longer able to, get support, or these members of parliament who keep following him, they will not actually follow him. What is your take?
Thank you, Mark. I think we have two types of power. One that comes from the people, that is absolute power, and we have power that comes from this kind of delegated power by the executive. Chairs of committees are seats that people are given by their political parties, not by the electorates. So for you to become a chair of any committee in parliament, you must be nominated by your party, and with 6 instruction, you get it, and you serve at the mercy of your party. So because Ndindi Nyoro was a chair of budget committee, it is because UDA gave him that position. And if UDA want to take it back, that's well and good. So how you use that position also matters. Some leaders use positions to extend their influence within the parliament, and also even to sell themselves to the public, to the electorate. And I believe in central Kenya, having in mind the current political dynamics that is happening in the country, I believe that nobody is going to become popular in central Kenya by working with Ruto. In fact, if you want to become popular in central Kenya right now, you have to go to rebel against Ruto, because of how the people there view Ruto as a traitor, and they view him as someone who has really betrayed them. So I think that is what Ndindi Nyoro is looking. He's looking at a long term. Being a young leader and having ambitions of even leading this country, you must not be seen by your people as a traitor, because that tag, removing it as a politician, is not very easy. And if you remember how Uhuru became the president, it's because he sacrificed his ambitions in 2007 and supported the incumbent president Kibaki. And remember, he was the first opposition leader to support the incumbent president. And because he knew that if he could have gone against the President Kibaki, his people could have seen him as a traitor, and that could have damaged his future ambitions. So even Ndindi Nyoro, because he has an ambition, and our politics are local, you must have a local support even before you go outside and seek for other alliances with other leaders for you to say that you want to lead the country. So he knows that he must get the support of his people, and for him to get that support, his people must not see him as a traitor. So he will play safe by even losing that chairmanship of the Budget and Appropriation Committee and securing his future, rather than betraying his people seeing him as a traitor, and then losing his people's support and securing that chairmanship of the Budget and Appropriation Committee from now even up to 2027. Then after that, what happens to his ambitions? So he must be smart to ensure that he secures his ambitions, and when time will come for him to go to his people will see him like as a hero, and they will support him fully, knowing that this is our son who has stood with us even when the powers to be were betraying us and were frustrating us. He stood firm with our interest and with our people. So I think that is what he might consider for him to be safe and secure his future ambition. But leaders being close to him, because he was the chair of the committee of budget committee, that is he neither here nor there, because I know that not his decision that are being implemented when it comes to allocating budgets to different sectors, different agencies, different constituency. I believe it is not a unilateral decision. The committee has around close to 10 members, I think so. So they discuss and they agree as a committee. Even though as the chair, he sometimes he has a voice, but I believe it's not a unilateral decision. So he might have attracted few friends because of that, but I think that is not the primary reason why people can associate with him. Because I remember even sometimes when people are removed from leadership, they attract more friends. You remember how Ruto was being persecuted, and that persecution alone made him attract so many friends to himself that even made him ascend to power as the presidency. So sometimes the reasons why you are removed from power can make you even more popular and give you more advantage to the electorate than just holding on to power because you have it. So I think personally, I believe that removing Ndindi Nyoro from the chairmanship of this committee will be a blessing in disguise to him, and it will even add him more political credit than holding on to it if UDA doesn't want him to be there. That's my take.
Okay, thank you so much. I've seen your comment. You can check. I've shared with you the link. Kindly check and join. Yes. So my other question that I want you, my panelists, to give your answer. I mean, your opinion on is, this thing which is happening now to do we say it's a threat or not? I don't know. My question to you is this like a threat to Mr. Ndindi Nyoro, so that he can tow or get back to the president and say that, I'm sorry, you gave me this position, or the party gave me this position, and things have not gone so well. Now I'm asking for forgiveness. What is your take? Do you think they're going to get him out, or it is just a way of reminding him that he has to toe or to follow the lines and the rules, and to also respect and follow the wishes of the president, Mr. Barak? Is it just a threat, Mr. Miguda? Can you give us your opinion on that? Is it just a threat, or they're going to ensure that they do all the rectifications that they're talking about?
Marco Buddha, this is politics. In politics, there is no playing around. Maybe there's no, maybe, some people get into this politics. Some people they're in politics to please people. Some are in politics to work for the people. Some are in politics to do business. some are in politics to do deals, some are in politics because of their ambitions, they want to lead the country. So it depends with why are you in politics, on what business do you intend to do in that politics. Maybe leading yours in this business to work for the people from the word go, and maybe to lead this country on another level. And maybe those people who are castigating in Nyoro are in this politics to please other people, or maybe to make money, to do business, to do this. So it depends on why are you in this politics. Are you here to serve the people, or are you here to please your boss and other things? So in my view, I don't think there's anything like a rectification here, because Ndindi Nyoro, there's this phrase that actions speak louder than words. It doesn't need to speak out for you to understand that they are indifferent to the boss, because he has acted by missing in the National Assembly during the impeachment process. He has also missed some very vital occasions like swearing in of the new deputy president. He misses it. So even well done is better than well said. Whatever he has done, the action he has taken is a clear indication that he is ready to pursue the interests of the community. He has put the interests of the community ahead of the interests of an individual. He does not want to be portrayed as a traitor, because remember the history of traitors, the way Barack have said. You know, traitors in Mount Kenya, they have been dealt with without any mercy. So he don't want to fall in that category of traitors. He just want to pursue the interests of the community. That's why I've told you that it depends why you are in politics. To Ndindi Nyoro, maybe he's in politics for his own community interest, or the people of Kenya at large, or to empower people economically. So it depends on why you're in this business. So I don't see any rectification here, but the political dynamic has made sure that there are those people who have been there are casualties, and those people who have benefited, the beneficiaries.
Okay, Mr. Barak, what is your take? Is this a threat to Mr. Ndindi Nyoro, the Member of Parliament, so that he may see what has happened to the Deputy President, the former, and that he should toe line and listen to the quest of the party?
I think there is nothing much that can happen to Ndindi Nyoro apart from being removed from the Budget and Appropriation Committee, because he will serve as the Member of Parliament for Kiharu until 2027. So, you know, as a Member of Parliament, there is nothing, there's not much you can lose because you cannot be impeached. And his people from Kiharu constituency do not want to recall him. So his job is safe and secure. So the only thing they can do is just to remove him from the budget committee and nothing else. So, and I believe personally that that's going to add him more political mileage because of the new political the dispensation in the country. So I don't think, even if it's a threat that is really serious, that can make him be afraid. Because you know, if you are a politician, you remember when Uhuru was threatening them, and they listened to the ground, and they stuck with Ruto then, because they believe that the ground wanted them to be with Ruto, and that's how they ended up being re-elected. And you remember, even then he was just a member of parliament, so those threats did not deter him from pursuing what he believed was right. And even right now, I believe even if you threaten him and remove him from the Budget and Appropriation Committee, that will not deter him from pursuing what we believe is right. And you can do that, and I can assure you that can be his political springboard that he can use, and even to cement himself even as the leader of Mount Kenya. And you know, this Ruku, you know, Ruku, member of parliament from Mbere North, is being set against Mount Kenya West. So that's why you see he's the one who has started throwing jabs here and there, because he knows that Kindiki comes from Mount Kenya East. So they want to be used to frustrate any potential leader who is coming up in Mount Kenya West, so that they try to cement themselves as the favorable leaders from Mount Kenya East. So I believe that no amount of threat can deter Ndindi Nyoro from pursuing what he believes is right. He has done that before, and I believe even right now he can stand firm and say that I believe this is the right way to go. And as a member of parliament, losing these allowances in the committee, I don't think is compared with securing his political future. I think he might go for securing for his political future and forgo these allowances that they are just going to be there for 3 years only. That's my take.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak. Captain Kip is here, and Chemelil or Chemeli. I don't know how to pronounce that. Allow me to give them opportunity to say hi. And to our viewers, this is Brother Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. If you are new to this channel, kindly like and subscribe to the channel, and we will really appreciate. Yeah, so today we are talking about Honorable Member Mr. Ndindi Nyoro. There's a threat that is getting from the from the UDA party, whereby they're saying that they're going to get him out of that position. And these are words which has been brought forth by one member of parliament of Mbere, who is consistently, saying that all the budget committee, all the chair committees in the National Assembly, they should realign with the voice of the party and what the ruling government wants. So I'll give a chance to Mr. Captain Kip and Chemeli to say hi as they give us the opinion on those on the question that I've just asked. Mr. Captain.
I'll call you. Mark Obura and this other guy, I forget the name. And my brother Chemeli. I brought Chemeli here. He's gone. I don't know what's wrong. I sent him the link also to come in. He's one of the people who is known. You will know him. He's one of the best athletes in Kenya.
Okay.
He was just here the other day for the marathon, and when he was calling me, I told him, let's meet at the platform.
It's okay. So
now
we'll give him a platform. We'll give Mr. Chemelil a platform to also share with us what he has. Meanwhile, you can proceed, Mr. Captain Kip.
I don't know, Mr. Chemelil, if he's still around, because for me, it's not showing on my side that he's still around.
He has dropped. I think he has a problem with the network. Just give us your
you are saying Ndindi Nyoro must go now. Bombshell from the Mbere, not MP. What's wrong? Because some of us, we are behind the news.
Okay, so can you hear me?
I can hear you very well.
Yeah, so the Mbere member of parliament is saying that all the chairs of the committee should be taken home, especially those that never supported the wishes of the president, including the impeachment of the president. Ndindi Nyoro is the first casualty.
He was the chair for?
Chairman of budget committee.
I don't know. I don't know if there is some place that Ndindi Nyoro can arrest his case, not to be thrown out or not to be sent away. But in any government, if you don't beat them, you have to join them. So because Ndindi Nyoro, he did not want to join the government, and yet he's chairing something that he was given by the president, it can be very hard for him to survive. So from there, for me, I know he cannot survive. From the numbers even that impeached the deputy president, most of the survival tactics of the deputy president was very minimal. So when we ask for like somebody like Ndindi Nyoro, maybe like we want to support him not to go, it's like we are selling a tissue in a mosque, and also tunatafuta sindano katikati ya shamba ya ngano. Hiyo sindano ya kushona nguo ni kadogo sana, hatuwezi tukaipata. So when those people, they say somebody must go, he'll have to go. There's no any discussion there.
Okay.
The part of the presidency will have won it. I don't know what's wrong with Chemili. You can give another panelist as we continue. Let me look for him. As,
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Thanks. Yeah. So to Mr. Miguda and Mr. Barak, it is not just Ndindi Nyoro. You know of so many members of parliament, especially those who are still within the UDA. There's a group that really supported, who stood with the former deputy president. That is the women of Muranga, the senator of Kiambu, among others. There are a number of members of parliament who stood with them. I'm not just so sure about what they hold, but again, they have positions that they're holding, there are committees that they're holding. My question to you is this removal of members of parliament, especially those that have been within the UDA, their removal, is it really going to maintain the stability of the president and the UDA party, or it's going to, break the roots of the UDA? And my other question to you is, with this movement that they've started, that they have to clear up and ensure that all those people who are not faithful to the president and the party are thrown away. What is your take, especially on the politics of Mount Kenya? How is it going to rock it or to change the politics of the Mount Kenya? Having in mind that most of them are still young politicians, very vibrant. The senator of Kiambu, very young, vibrant member of parliament. The women rep, that she's an advocate. She's still very young as well. Politically, they have the future. My question to you is, how is the UDA going to manage this? Are we going to see these people admitting to the powerful forces that is coming and getting back and saying, yes, we did this, we are sorry? Or we are going to see a situation where this group of young members of parliament are going to chart their own way? Mr. Miguda and then Barak would follow.
Talking about stability, I don't see near future whereby Mr. President need any stability from those members of parliament we are calling young or members of parliament from Kenya, because if it's a matter of stability, the UDA regime has been stabilized by the ODM. When ODM came through broad-based government, it automatically stabilized the government of William Ruto. And right now they are saying that serikali iko imara, serikali ya ODM na UDA iko imara. So I think it was stabilized when the broad-based government was formed, and there's no stability. It requires more from this young politician. That's why he had to sacrifice a section of people. He sacrificed his deputy. He's now sacrificing his friends who are in the committee in the National Assembly. It means that in longer needs them. Maybe you are asking the future of the young politicians. But going forward, this is a dynamic. When president has been stabilized by the ODM, and you understand the majority where ODM are coming from, it means that the rest of the part of the nation will chart their own political way. So by charting their own political way, it means that these young politicians can join the vehicle that will be popular in that region. By joining that vehicle, they can make a comeback in parliament. You don't need to support William Ruto or to stay in UDA for you to come back in parliament. You don't need to be a chair of any committee for you to come back in parliament. You can be removed. You can even be kicked out of UDA, but you can make a comeback through other political party, because there's that avenue of political choice. You can choose to go to any political party. But most importantly, I don't believe that William Ruto is going to use UDA for the forthcoming elections as his political party. He might come back with the coalition. He might come back with a new political party. He might come with a new political formation, because from the history of things in this country, it's very rare to find that one person has used a political party to come to power, then is going to use the same political party to claim another term. Only ODM has been consistent but they have been in opposition. They have been on the ballot like 4 times consecutively. But the people give you a little bit of history. When Kibaki came to power in 2002 with NARC, in 2007 he used PNU to come to power. Uhuru Kenyatta used TNA, which was having a more of a merger with the URP. But 2017, they used Jubilee to come to power. William Ruto used UDA to come to power. So that's a clear indication that 2027, he might use a coalition or a party which is different from the current one. So there are going to be realignments and people are going to shift from one point to another. But those people who have been working for the people, their constituencies, I don't think you need to support William Ruto for you to make a comeback. You can oppose him and you can be popular in your region by opposing him because, by opposing him in Central Kenya, people will perceive you as someone who is advocating for the interests of the community and you have put the interests of the community ahead of your interests. But those people who are with William Ruto in Central Kenya, they are viewing as being traitors to the community. So there's no way, even if they are young people, you should not sympathize with them. The fact that you are a young person or a young legislature, you work for your people, do representation, do oversight, work effectively on the ground, and you don't need to ask anyone or explanation or apology why you should be re-elected or not. I think they can make a comeback. It depends on how they will swim and how they will shift. They don't need to support William Ruto to come back to parliament.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miguda. Mr. Barak, maybe
Mark, 1 minute, just less than a minute. I have another panelist on my phone. He's listening on audio because he cannot come in. He's listening now. Maybe he can say something and then you can give Barak. Kaptirei. The name is Kaptirei.
Okay. We are good. How are you?
I'm fine. This is Kaptirei.
Okay, that's nice. Captain Keep, is he aware of what we are really having, the discussion we are having now?
No. I didn't have time to explain to him what was happening because I was to cut short Miguda. But you can explain to him what's happening. These are a different platform. Kenya Rebel is having his own platform, but I know he can be coming here some other time.
Yeah, so what we do, Mr. Captain Keep, allow me to finish up with Mr. Miguda and Barak, and then we are going to have a session after this, a continuation of this, whereby we can even give them the link and proceed. Kindly.
No, they cannot come in with the link. There's a reason why. No, we are in government. We are in government with William Ruto. So there's a reason why sometimes, yeah.
Okay, then let Barak give his view and then I give him a chance.
Things are not going well.
Let Barak
go in with the link.
It's okay. Let Barak give his view and then I'll get back to you in a few.
Okay.
Mr. Barak, sorry for that. The issue of, the issue of, do you say impeachment or sending home or denying the opportunity to these members of parliament, especially those that were given the opportunity by the UDA party? What is your take on their stand, their current stand, or their future stand politically? If they've maintained, should they decide to maintain, their political stand, whereby a majority of them decided not to support the president's move of wanting to get out the former deputy president? If I can give you an examples of members of parliament, is the likes of one Mr. The senator of Kiambu County. There is the women rep of Muranga. Is it Muranga? You can correct me. The young advocate. And many others, they are members of committees within this parliament, and they also have their political stand. My question to you is, them being, let me say, a minority of young politicians who are very much loved by the ground, they have what it takes, to maintain these positions. What is your take? should this government of William Samoei Ruto under his party get them out of these crucial positions, are they going to come back with a different party, or they're going to maybe realign with the wishes of the UDA party?
Well, thank you, Mark. I think the young woman rep you are talking about is the woman rep for Kirinyaga County, and you know the parliamentary leadership, that is being a member of a committee or a chair or a deputy chair of a committee. These are a preserve of political parties. And you are elected to go to parliament to serve your people, to serve your constituency. But now your party gives you more responsibilities. That is being a member of a specific parliamentary select committee. Sometimes you can even be a member of more than one committee. And sometimes you are given an opportunity to lead a committee, being a chair or a vice chair. These are privileges that members of parliament get based on their loyalty to their political parties. And that is world over, that is how parliament leadership works. It is not about your competence, it's about you being a loyal member of a political party. So once you stop being a loyal to a political party, your party can decide to kick you out. It has happened in many political parties, in ODM. That's why you see even Babuino is not even a member of, or has not been given any leadership in these parliamentary select committees because of he's viewed by ODM as not being loyal to the party because he's pursuing his own ambitions. It happened, if you remember when Jubilee was coming in power in 2017, the instructions came from the president and his deputy, that was Uhuru and Ruto, that specific leaders should lead specific parliamentary select committees. And when they went to these committees, I remember this Keter from Nandi Hills and Oscar Sudi, they maneuvered them when they got into these committees that they were not instructed by their parties. And the parties, they whipped them from those committees. And that is when the bad blood started between Keter and Ruto. And Oscar Sudi retracted his steps and he went back and made peace with Ruto. And since then, they've been close buddies. But Keter refused, and that is how he lost his parliamentary seat. And they are still having some issues with Ruto up to now. Because this parliamentary leadership are a preserve of the political party, and they dish them out according to how they view the loyal members of parliament, according to them. But now, if you look at the capacity of someone like Karongo Wadhangwa, being a senator of Kiambu, and he was very vocal. He was against the impeachment motion. Even that woman rep for Kirinyaga, I believe she was very vocal against the impeachment motion. But sometimes these leaders, they follow these rules sometimes because of their personal interest. Because if you look at Kirinyaga County, right now, Anne Waiguru is serving her last term in office. We have people who are positioning themselves to succeed her. And maybe you never know, this young woman rep might be positioning herself to take over from Waiguru. And he must be very sure that she's positioning herself where even when she declares her interest, the people, the electorate of Kirinyaga will see her as someone that they can trust with leading the county. Even though she looks very young, I believe she's still under 30. But she's making inroads in Kirinyaga County, and she's brushing shoulders with the former deputy president, that she can really be firm and fight for what she believes is right. Karungu Wadhangwa, maybe she's planning to oust the current governor for Kiambu, that is Kimani Wamatangi. So sometimes you have to be against the status quo for you to challenge the status quo, because he cannot oust Kimani Wamatangi in a free and fair nomination, because UDA will prefer, or if UDA goes to election in 2027, they will prefer to retain Kimani Wamatangi as the senator. So if Karongo Wadhangwa want to vie, he must go against that, so that he can position himself to challenge the status quo. So this alignment, these young leaders, they might be looking ahead and planning to challenge the status quo. Sometimes they can be removed because it's not, when we want to go for the gubernatorial seat, it's not a joke. You must have financial muscles to challenge the status quo. You must have financial muscle to crisscross the county, because these counties are very big, and they require a lot of finances to ensure that you launch a campaign that can really give the incumbent governor, a run for their money. So I think that these are just political realignment for people who have very personal interest. But when it comes to Ndindi Nyoro, I don't think he wants to be a governor of Murang'a, because Irungu Kang'ata is having his first term, and Ndindi Nyoro is having national ambitions to lead the country. He doesn't have ambition to lead his county. So that, and him being a member of parliament who is having his second term, I believe leading this budget and appropriation committee might not really be a big thing for him to lose. And I've given you an example more than once that if you remember, Aden Duale was the majority leader. Majority leader is the senior most leader in parliament after the speaker, because after the majority leader, there's nothing much you can be unless you become a speaker. So if he was removed from being a majority leader, and he went and he won his parliamentary seat, he only resigned because Ruto told him to serve appointed him to serve in the cabinet. If you look at Kipchumba Murkomen, he was removed from being a majority leader in Senate, and he won his Elgeyo Marakwet seat so comfortably, almost without even sweating. And if you look at the current deputy president, he was removed from being a deputy speaker, and look at right now he's now the deputy president. So sometimes when you punish leaders in parliament without having a really a serious reason to do that, it's like now you are elevating them to the higher position in the next coming election. So if those leaders are so strategic, they can use that punishment as a springboard to climb to bigger positions. But if they're not strategically positioned, it can work against them. And I don't know if you remember when ODM de-whipped Senator Ladamo Lekina from leadership in Senate. And he was being seen as a rebel, but he came back and he apologized publicly to the ODM leader. And he was received back. And right these days, I see they are all over the place together. So it means that he was received back and they were reconciled. And he pledged his loyalty to the party and to the party leader. So parliamentary leadership depends with loyalty to the party leadership and to the political party. It has nothing to do with competence. It has nothing to do with the people. It has everything to do with the party and loyalty to the party. That's my take.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak. Thank you, Mr. Megoda, for your time. Maybe you give your opinion on the comments, and then we'll just finish. There's a comment here from Gypsy Corner saying, I told you yesterday that Ndindi Nyoro has cooked his goose. First, he didn't vote for the financial bill, then refused to vote for Gachagwa's impeachment. Yeah, maybe you will give your thought on that. Yes, Mr. Barak, maybe you can give your opinion on that. And then there's also a comment here. Ndindi Nyoro should know that Ruto is not a molehill, but a mountain. Okay. There's also a comment here. Kiswahili pia ni poa juu kuna wazee ambao kizungu ni kibarua. Okay. But Seba anawaeleza kwa unyenyekevu ya kwamba pia mzungumuze Kiswahili, ndiposa wale wengine pia hawajazoea kizungu waweze pia kusikiza na kutoa maoni yao. That's the comment from Betseba. Gypsy Corner is saying Kimani Ichung'wah looks like a replacement for Ndindi Nyoro, but even Kindiki should not sit pretty. It's not about performance with Ruto. It's about who is working behind Ruto to grab the votes. Okay. Grabbing votes, being popular with Mount Kenya to topple Ruto. Okay. But Seba is saying Ichung'wah ni mshamba wa maisha. Okay. Yeah. So what is your opinion on these comments, Mr. Barak and Megoda, before we close?
Well, for me, I think In terms of, let me just comment on what viewer Gypsycon has said about Ichungwa being a replacement for Ndindi Nyoro. Ichungwa cannot replace Ndindi Nyoro as a chair of committee because Ichungwa is the majority leader. You know, a majority leader is very senior than a member as a committee leader. So that will be demoting Ichungwa if he replaces Ndindi Nyoro. It will be like a demotion because in terms of hierarchy, Ichungwa is the senior most member of parliament. Even in terms of talking times, he's given priority. Then the second person is the minority whip, minority leader, also given the second priority. So he cannot replace Ndindi Nyoro in terms of parliamentary committee leadership. That would be like a demotion to him. And I think that's my take on that. And in terms of Ndindi Nyoro cooking his goose, I think politicians make decisions that sometimes work against them, but sometimes it's for a greater good. So he might cook his goose right now, but time will tell whether that will work in his favor or against his favor, because sometimes we make decisions that work against them, or sometimes they make decisions that work for them. And and also I've seen another comment about Natembeya. You know, Natembeya is focused on trying to fight Mudavadi and Wetangula in Western Kenya. So him leading Trans Nzoia County. You know, Western politics is so dynamic, and Natembeya, you know, he leading Trans Nzoia County. You know, Trans Nzoia is a cosmopolitan county where we have different communities living in Trans Nzoia. Being the headquarters is Kitale town. So many people are not natives of that county, and even the portion of Bukusu are very few. So you know, fighting Wetangula, you know, Wetangula is dominant in Bungoma County, and so I think this war, maybe when he starts serving his second term in office, if he will be re-elected in 2027, now he will focus more on these two, because he really wants to win over the support of the Western voting bloc, and I believe that is why he's all you must challenge the status quo if you want to see how far you can go, and if you can really bring down people who consider themselves as political giants in the Western region. So we wish him all the best as he continues trying, because sometimes his arguments are valid, because he questions the competence of these leaders, and surely his points are usually valid, because you cannot be a leader for over 20-30 years and there is nothing to show for it, and you are claiming to be a national leader. You are representing people, and even in your own home constituency you cannot show anything that you've done for you to warrant that title. So I think that's my take on the comments. Thank you.
There's two here that you've not given. There's this one on the screen, and then there's one that she says that there's that one. Why did Raila have a secret meeting with the senior ODM members? Should he be concentrating on this? And then there's this one. They should not have women rep waste money. People should be appointed on merit. Okay. What is your take on that before Miguda gives his opinion?
You know, ODM is Raila and Raila is ODM. Raila is his biggest investment in politics is ODM. So even if he goes and becomes the AU chair, if he's elected in February next year, Raila will still manage ODM because that is his investment. And even if you look it from all angles, Raila has invested in ODM, and that is it's like his company. So that is why he will always come back home. You remember tomorrow he's in Homa Bay County. They're celebrating Homa Bay governor. I don't know, he's for being elected chair for ODM. I don't know, but it shows you how Raila is very much interested in ODM, and just pray hard that he wins the EU seat. You will see micromanaging ODM election in 2027, because he wants to ensure that his investment is in safe hands. and he has returns, because when you invest in something or you invest somewhere, you must ensure that you have returns for your investment. They call it ROE in business. So he will continue meeting these people, the ODM leadership. He will continue ensuring that they are doing what he believes is right, not what they think is right, because Raila knows very well what is good for ODM and how ODM can ensure that he gets his returns after every election. So that's my take on that. And in terms of women representative, women rep seat was introduced in our constitution as an affirmative action to ensure that we raise the number of elected women in our politics, because our politics is dominated by male, and that is why even with the numbers of women representative, 47 of them, we are not able to raise that to third gender, to ensure that we have we meet that to third gender rule according to the constitution. So imagine if you remove 47 and you remain now with elected in constituencies, you will find that the number will go very down. So it was meant to ensure that it elevates women to political leadership, and these women will not be permanent women representatives. They will use those as springboard to enter into other elective leadership, or even go to higher positions. The only problem we have is that we have women representatives that they are now career women representative. If you look at Siaya County, we having one women representative since 2013. That was not the intention. The intention was to elevate the women representative to come to parliament. Then they use those platforms as springboard to enter into higher elective position or even to other leadership position. And that's why it is good to see leaders like Gladys Wanga, leaders like Mbishi Mboko, leaders like Rosa Buyu, who have used the women representative position to seek now other elective positions, where now you go to battle out with other with men and you defeat them. That was the intention of the constitution. So I don't think right now doing away with the women representative position, it is not right at this moment. Maybe in future, because once majority of the women have been empowered, and we can now see elected women in parliament nearing a third, without counting the women representative. I think that would now be a good ploy now to start having that debate or discussion. But for now, I think we have not reached that level. Even if you look at the elected governors who are women, they are not even a quarter. They are less. I think right now they are 7 or they are 6. They are about. If you look at senators who are elected women, I think we only have one. No, I think we have 2. That is Machakos and Nakuru counties. So we are still struggling as a society to elect women in position where also men are vying. That is why we have to try and see that to work around how can we encourage our women to come up with strategies that can ensure that they win this position where men are also candidates. So once we do that and we start seeing them being elected in good numbers, now we can start having that conversation of abolishing this women representative, because it was not meant to be there for life. And we can even reach a point where even men will become minority, like in Rwanda, and we will now start asking, but can we also have an affirmative action to ensure that men are also elected? Because it's not, right, in Kenya we're talking about women, but in Rwanda they are thinking on how they can ensure that men are also elected in parliament, because in Rwandan parliament women are the majority. So that's a discussion for another day, because we are, as a society, we are not reached that level where we have given both male and female equal opportunity to be elected. That's my take.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak. Miguda, what is your take on the comments? And then I'll come back to you, Mr. Barak, to give your final remarks as we close.
On the comments, I will just try to clarify two things. One, yesterday, our good friend Jab Sokona also asked me that, how is it possible that Raila Odinga is the party leader for ODM? Raila Odinga is the candidate for the AUC chairperson. Does it mean that Raila Odinga is now playing local politics and the continental politics at the same time? Does it mean that Raila never resigned from ODM? My response could be, ODM, to me, that's why they put Professor Anyang' Nyong'o as acting party leader. So he was never made the party leader in real time. He was just made the acting party leader. Why acting party leader? Because there is party leader, and that party leader can micromanage that party even in exile. He can micromanage that party even when he's in Addis Ababa. So in event that Raila wins the AUC chairperson, and we are praying for him to win, he will still have some. He said that Addis Ababa is not far from Nairobi. Even if he will not come back with the plane, maybe he'll make some phone calls to the people who are now the custodian of the party to make sure that all the decisions of the party are made from the central committee. I know the central committee is Raila Odinga, the central committee. So I still believe that it's just not the ODM party leader because of the rules and regulation of the elections of the AUC chairperson, but deep down in his heart, he is the party leader of ODM, and all the decisions or action by the people who are left to take care of the party will come from him. He will give the instructions because it's more of an individual property whereby his ODM must benefit him, not the other way around. So Raila Odinga is still the party leader of ODM, whether he's in AUC or in Kenya. Another thing I wanted to respond is the issue of, I don't know, Berseba. He was saying that we should use Kiswahili because the wazee, some of them do not understand English and they are very good in Kiswahili. Yeah, we will use Kiswahili. We are still doing some tutorial with the host, Makobura. Makobura is still having some problems with Kiswahili. So once we are done with the tutorial, I think by the end of this month, we will done with some basics. So next month, we are promise you will do some shows in Kiswahili. Makobura, back to you in studio.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Barak, I'll give you a chance to give your last remarks, and then Miguda would give his last remarks. As I'll be remaining here with the Captain Keep. After that, maybe I can invite everyone that was waiting. Allow me to finish with my good friends, Mr. Barak and Miguda, and then we'll continue with Captain.
Thank you, Mark. I don't know this comment. I don't know what Gypsy Corner means. I don't know if you you're happy with Gladys Wanga's homecoming on how much taxpayers' money. I don't know.
Maybe she can clarify. I know she's just there waiting. Gypsy Corner, just clarify what you mean so that Barak can give his opinion before he leaves. As we wait for that, maybe allow me to give Miguda to say his last remarks. And then
Okay.
As we wait for Gypsy Corner. Miguda, what did you want to tell the people of Kenya and those who are watching?
Oh, the people of Kenya, my fellow Kenyans are good people. We love them. We love everyone. We don't like bad governance. We don't like dictators. We don't like those who are introducing some imposing tax on the people of Kenya, high taxation. We are opposed to that, but we love Kenya. We love the people of Kenya, and wish all of them good health, good energy, synergy, so that whenever they are out there, they work to make sure that they are promoting that unity of the people of Kenya. They are promoting the rule of law, social democracy, social justice, a democracy. And also to our viewers, we are grateful for this wonderful time you have dedicated to us. At this hour, most of you have tuned in and they have come to the show to give their comments on the comment section. And also, I would like to say hello to Captain Keep as we are going to go on with him in the show. And see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miguda. Barak, there's a reply from Gypsy Corner saying they're having a homecoming red carpet for her.
Well,
I think she just wanted you to give your general opinion on what you think about the planned homecoming and whether it is necessary at this time and the finance that is going to be used in it.
Well, homecomings are never necessary because it's just an event to waste resources that can be channeled to very meaningful initiatives within the county. You know, I don't know what impact really these homecomings usually have, because I don't know if is it homecoming for her being the given that position of chairman or chairperson of ODM, or is it homecoming for what specific? But I
Mark,
don't
I'm here.
understand,
Tell me.
because that is where now I don't really get it, because
Let me
we've
call
been having
Kaptire.
homecomings. I don't know. We were having homecomings for leaders. I even saw Badi having homecoming because he was given that position of a CS. So these homecomings, they are a total waste of resources. And that's why, if you look at the leadership style of John Pombe Magufuli, he never used to entertain such things, because he said that there's a lot of work to do and the people are waiting for services. If you go to Homa Bay County, I mean, I know there's so many things that are not going on right. So that energy should be channeled to sorting out those issues. But because, politicians must also play politics. So they organize these events. You will hear tomorrow, it's not just going to be a lot of politics and politics and politics, and nothing substantial will be there for the common man of the Homa Bay County. So that's my take on that. So my final remarks is just to appreciate each and every one of us, of our viewers, for joining and in engaging us through the comment section. We really appreciate that. And we always appreciate every time you take to join Brother Benson Media. We hope that you'll continue supporting us, continue sharing the channel with your friends, with your families, for them to subscribe and to like and to comment on our sessions. And I believe that we are going to grow together as a family. And it was nice having you today. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow. And as I said last time, I right now there's a lot of football that is going on in the Europe, and some small teams are losing continually. And you can see even today they lost, and they will continue losing as the big teams are now started winning. So thank you so much, and see you tomorrow after after beating Leicester City tomorrow. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki. Thank you, Mark. See you tomorrow, and brother Keep, enjoy the session. Thank you so much, Gypsy Corner. Have a good night too.
Okay, thank you Mr. Barak. Acha sasa nibaki na huyu mwenzangu hapa Captain Keep. Amenipeleka mbio kidogo, lakini najua vile na mhandle vile Ruto anasemanga
Unasema huyu sasa ni nani huyu unasema?
unajua Ruto anasemanga huyu, mi najua mi napanga namna hii, napanga namna hii. Haya, so I hope you're okay and you're doing good. I've also shared the link at the comment section. Now anyone who wants to join can join. I'd shared it with Keep, but Keep him, I think he was very busy. He joined the show while he was still very busy, so he didn't concentrate. We've given him a chance to come again, and he gives us his take
Okay,
on
Mark,
what.
you know me. I'm a man of the people. I'm the hustler. A man of the people. That's why
Yeah, the
many telephone calls are coming in. Even right now as we
hebu
speak.
hebu sasa leta kina Chamelel na
Nimejaribu
nani.
Jemadil pia amelala, Kaptire amelala.
Sasa unajua hiyo ndo
Unajua
shida
ukiamua vile
cause
inapanga.
sasa huku Kenya pia time ni mbaya, sijui kama time ya huko na huku iko sawa.
Haiko
But
sawa,
anyway,
ndani huko ni tofauti na hapa. Sasa wao wamelala najua.
yeah, so
Naona
we were
Gypsy
trying.
Corner ana wave na mwambie Gypsy Corner tuko sawa bro. Na niangalia na ile macho ya sijui ni macho gani hiyo. Uko salama?
Yeah, so as from yesterday we had a discussion here about Raila's, his quest for AUC. He had a presser yesterday, and he gave a list of things that he want to do for the continent of Africa, including realigning the issues of health, infrastructure, democracy, and just trying his level best, according to him, to ensure that the people of Africa feels at home and that they have the same opportunities, that the youths get the opportunities, and that the ICT and all those things that would make them prosper are all realigned. So maybe you can give your opinion on it's Raila Amolo Odinga's quest for the AUC before we get into before you give your opinion on what happened today. Hata mimi nachukua maji hapa nakuja, usifikirie nimeenda, ni maji tu nataka kuweka hapa kwa nini nikunywe.
Hata kama ni chai ni sawa. You know, Mark, one of the things that made me even not come in yesterday, I was watching live. Then I was getting tired of everything what you were saying. But did you believe on what you were saying that you will do? Because don't take water because the questions are direct. Did you believe on what he said that he will do those things?
You know when someone is doing what? When someone is campaigning, you cannot dispute whatever he's telling you. So, we cannot just say that whether we believe or not, but what I can say, or what we are saying here as a channel, is that we were just trying to look into the points, the 5 points that he had, that he was talking about, of which maybe I can read for you the key points that he had, that he was speaking about. One, the economic transformation, whereby he says that he's advocating for. I hope you can hear me, Mr. Kip.
I really get you very well. I'm listening on those 5 points. In fact, I was supposed not to write, but let me write. But I could have crammed at everything and ask you some questions.
Okay, number 1 is economic transformation, whereby he's saying that he's going to advocate for policies that stimulate economic growth, create jobs, and support sustainable development across the continent. Number 2 is intra-Africa trade, whereby he's saying that is going to come up with a formula of promoting African continent free trade to enhance trade among African countries, thereby reducing reliance on external market and boosting continental economic resilience. Number 3, he talked about infrastructure development, where he says that he's going to support the improvement and expansion of critical infrastructure, including transport, energy, communication system, to face regional integration and development. Number 4, he talked about gender equity and empowerment, where he says that prioritizing the inclusion of women, leadership and economic activity, whereby ensuring the gender equality is central part of Africa's development agenda. Number 5, he talked about good governance and democracy, where he's saying that he's advocating for democratic institutions, rule of law, and transparency in governance to enhance stability and foster an environment that is conducive to development. Maybe you can just give us your thought on what you think about his 5 agenda point, as I get some cup of tea.
Okay, Mark, there's one thing. Let me tell you this. Sometimes there's a difference between a leader and a politician. I know Raila to be a very smart politician. When it comes to this one for you will fail terribly. If these are some of the things he's going to use for his campaign, he's going to fail terribly. Economic transformation for me, I don't know how the African countries are channeling their funds to African Union transform the economy of the whole continent of Africa. I don't know. I don't understand that. Maybe there is a way, because we are supposed to be told which way is that. Which way is Raila Odinga is going to get some funds for economic transformation for the entire Africa, as far as maybe from Togo to South Africa, there Eswatini. From Eswatini, we go back to the Mediterranean Sea on top. Where are those funds coming from to transform the economy of Africa? I don't know. Because even I know some of the African countries are not even the member state of African Union, European, the EU. And another thing, the intra-Africa trade, it is very hard. It cannot work. Some of the things that Raila Odinga could have done is to tell us, how can I go to South Africa from Kenya, from Nairobi, without me going to South Africa and embassy in Kenya to get a visa? And thereafter, if we are all African continent countries, we know and we have it in mind very well that there are some countries in Africa that they are favored by the West countries. They don't need a visa to go there, or they get a visa on arrival. Why not any other African country that we can get a visa on arrival? Why choose South Africa alone? Why choose a country like Malawi? When they go to Hong Kong, they get a visa on arrival. Why other countries we have the visa, e-visa, that the visa you can apply online, but some countries in Africa, they cannot have that e-visa? Those are some of the things that Raila should have told us, that because we are talking of the employment to our youth, as you have said in these five policies of Raila Odinga, maybe to secure the seat of the AU, African Union seat. I confuse with AU and EU. I confuse. I know it's African Union seat. Is talking of employment to our youth. Now, how do you expect me to get an employment in a country like Seychelles? I know it's an African country in an island, but I still need a visa. I still need like more than 10 documents in my file to get a visa to go to that country for a job. But now the things I see Raila Odinga telling us that intra-African trade, how now intra-African trade? If a Nigerian can come from Lagos to Kenya at JKIA, it's a problem to enter Nairobi. Yeah? For me, I cannot even go to Tanzania and have that peace to be in Tanzania. They have a lot of questions about me, especially when they feel the accent that these are Kenyan. Hii Kiswahili ni ya Kenya, hii Kiswahili ni ya Kenya huyu. You see? Raila should look on these things that are affecting the Gen Zs, because we are the people, or they are the Gen Zs who we want them to go outside the country to get the better for their own life. You understand? So all those, the vibe of them, there's nothing, all the vibe of them, I don't see anything that is helping us. There's not, all of them are there just, but only there for campaign. Like if you talk about now gender equity for women, gender equity between men and women, who has opposed that? Is there anybody who has opposing that in Africa? In fact, even in Kenya ourselves, our country in Kenya, we are in what we call affirmative action. And we are buying the idea that when a man is a president, deputy must be a woman. When a woman is a president, the deputy must be a man. That is what we are fighting in Kenya for. So Raila, when he tell us equity and all whatever, no, for me, I oppose. I have a second thought on that. I have a reservation on everything that Raila is talking about. That even I can say that he is campaigning for what he doesn't know. He's just there because maybe William Ruto, the president, is supporting him, and maybe William Ruto thinks that the way we manipulate votes in Kenya, we will go for maandamano in Addis Ababa. I don't know if we can be allowed. I don't know, Marco Bura. So many things that are not in order in Kenya is what now you are trying to bring in here in the name of we are trying to secure a position of African Union seat for Raila Odinga. It cannot. It cannot. Try something else. It cannot. And let Raila Odinga know to come home Kenya and tell us that kura ziliibiwa. Ana sera. Every country in the world, every country in Kenya, in Africa, they have a problem with employment for the youth. And the only way to reduce this thing is to open the other countries like Europe, like America, for the young youth to go to those countries to work. Not coming here to tell us infrastructure, sijui trade.
You've muted yourself. Kindly unmute. You're muted. Can you hear me? Okay, maybe you can log out and then you come again. I can't hear you. Yeah, to our viewers, this is Brother Benson Media, and here we say that, your opinion counts. We're just having a discussion here, a discussion that is, we are just trying to have a conversation that will help us understand what is happening and Raila's quest for AUC position. I can see a comment from our good friend Gypsy Corner saying that on Wednesday, Raila will be meeting and debating with other AU chair. At the moment, I can't judge. Okay. Yeah, so as we wait for Captain Keep to prepare, Captain, can you unmute? I don't know. Maybe you can log out and then you log in again. You can log out and then you log in again. Yeah, so they'll be having a debate. Raila is one man who is not afraid of debates. I think he's composed enough, and Raila is composed enough, and I believe he'll be able to tackle the questions that will be asked on that debate together with the other opponents. Yeah, so that is something that which we are well assured of. Raila is a debater. He has been in parliament. He's gone for presidency for almost five times. So I don't think he's afraid of debates. Captain, can you hear me now?
Unanisikia?
Yes, now you're clear. I don't know what happened. Uniski? We can hear you.
Okay, sawa, hapo sawa. Hii kitu imeanguka bana.
Oh, pole. Yeah,
Nakusikia
so
sasa.
yeah, I was trying to give my remarks on the comment on the screen where Gypsy Kone is saying on Wednesday Raila will be meeting and debating with the other AUC candidates. And I'm saying that, Raila is very much composed and is not afraid of debates. Remember, he's gone for presidency for almost 5 times, and all these times he's been having debates with candidates. So I think the problems which are facing the continent of Africa is similar to the problems that you're having here in Kenya. So I believe when he's given that opportunity to debate with the other candidates, I believe that he'll manage because he's used to debates. He's used to presenting his manifesto. That is something that he's done more than 5 times. So
Lakini sasa Mark, wacha
yes.
nikuulize. What if Raila will be given the position to address the public and aanze kutangaza mpira?
No, he knows. He knows where to
Baba.
apply.
You know Baba so much.
Raila knows where to apply football tactics. He knows. He's but there is one person.
No. You cannot say that. You cannot say that because in politics you cannot say that.
The environment here now is different. He's now advocating for the whole continent of Africa. He's not speaking as he knows that the receivers of that message, they are not Kenyans. They are people from different cultures. So he knows where to play football. He knows where to, say, I believe.
But also those members of African states, they have football in those countries. You see?
Yeah, they do, but
yeah, in fact, they are the best footballers.
I agree with you, Mr. Keith, but I don't think he'll use that analogy over there. He'll go straight to the point and maybe you can also give your opinion on what we should expect on this day when Raila will be, having a debate together with these other candidates.
Let me have my reservation on that. I cannot give my opinion because let me not outshine him because he's like my boss.
No, just give your comments. There's nothing wrong. Just tell us what you expect.
No.
Whether he'll manage or not.
Maybe the only comment that I've said is that he has to address the issue of movement from Africa. I moved from Kenya to South Africa, from Kenya to the other far end of the world without any visa because we cannot be Africans and we have to pay for visa. I cannot only go there. I get the visa on arrival, but not going to the country. I have like a 10 document file, and then they deny me a visa, and they have taken my money. Those are some of the things he has to address.
And that is what Gypsy Kone is saying at the comment section, that there is no way Raila is going to apply or imply all those mandates. I agree with you, Captain Kip. You are right. Yeah, I think whatever you've raised is a serious thing. We've had situations where someone has a passport, they have everything, but then getting a visa, they pay for the visa, but then they end up not getting it. That is a very stressful thing that he has to address. That is suppose he gets that opportunity to be the chair of AUC. Something here that Gypsy is saying that we should have a single currency in Africa. Maybe Captain will give us his comment on that. The issue of single currency. Yeah, I think it's a good thing because it can somehow help stabilize the countries like Zimbabwe. These countries where they have always struggled and then their currency has always messed them up. I think that's a good thing. Captain is maybe you give your comment on this proposal here, where Gypsy Kone is saying we should have a single currency in Africa.
The reason why you are even giving me that is because you must have seen my what do you call my status that I say that I believe, and even if I'll not be there in my life, Africa will have one currency. We'll have a currency that I will not want to go to Tanzania and I'm told to use Tanzania shilling. I will not want to go to South Africa and I'm told to use the rand. You see? We'll have one currency, and that currency will be African currency. Like the way Americans, they have all those states, but the money they're using there is a dollar, which is affecting the whole world right now. If you are, and as we are speaking, Mark, if you are now in this world, and even the elections of the United States of America, the election of Donald Trump is not affecting you where you are sitting there, call yourself a mythic. Check the dollar, the price of a dollar after the election, where it is now. Check it. Because some of the people who are just there in the world escorting some people to live their life, they don't know even how much is the dollar right now. Even if you, some of us, we go to the shops, some things have skyrocketed to a point whereby you know there's a change. So we want our dollar in Africa, where a Mzungu comes from United Kingdom, he doesn't feel that pain when he goes to Uganda. He doesn't feel that pain when he goes to Sierra Leone, let's say so. When he goes to Tunis, the city, the same currency we are applying. And I think that will make even a very big difference in the world of economy. For the people who studied economy, they understand that. They understand what I'm saying. So if we just sit down there and just think of the politics of Sakaja, MCA ule wa nyumbani, governors sijui nini, call yourself a meeting. Dunia inasonga mbele.
Okay, there's a comment here again. Gypsy Connor is saying Captain Keep already is thinking about looted votes, and that's why he's gearing to come back.
I don't know. I don't know if it has never been any looted vote in any world. I have never seen that. I cannot testify that in this national platform, Mark. I have never seen any looted vote. In fact, Gypsy Corner is the one now telling us about looted votes. If he has a better evidence about looted votes, he can tell us. For me, I don't know how a vote can be looted. I don't know that.
Raila has to be prepared to address the French and the Arabic-speaking countries. What is your take on that?
So what these Arabic-speaking countries? What if some of them they don't know English? How will they get the information?
How will Raila address them?
Yeah, that's my question to you also.
But I think the Africans in Africa, English is like a continental language, and if there's a different opinion, of course, there are people who do translations. I don't think.
Do you believe that? Do you believe that as far as Arabs concerned? You have never been outside Kenya. That's why you are believing in that. Try to go even to Saudi Arabia there. They don't want even to know what is that English you are telling. Maybe the agencies of that country can tell you, okay, we accept English. But old parents, they don't know what is English.
Okay.
But if they know English, it's only yes, good morning, finish. And finish. That's what they can tell you.
Okay. Okay. Captain Keep, these countries normally stick together. They speak their language.
Sure.
Okay.
Even from where we are right now, they even don't like English. They see me speaking English, they think I'm from United Kingdom.
Okay.
And they hate United Kingdom like something else.
Okay. So, okay, I've never known that.
They
This
don't like
language.
these people. They like their language, their own languages.
That's strange. Then we need to travel. Hopefully, I also need to get out of
You have
this.
to, you have to start traveling even to Eldoret. Eldoret there. You know, Kalenjins, they like their own language, Kalenjin language.
I've,
After
I've
that,
been
now
to
graduate to
I've,
Kiambu.
I've been to Kalenjin. I can even speak in Kalenjin.
Where in Kalenjin?
In so many places in Kalenjin. I even
Where?
know that language.
Where?
I can even ask you your name in Kalenjin. So within the country, I'm much
So
aware
so
of that.
so do you know Chemelil is Kalenjin and it is Luo?
Yeah, I know. I know Chemelil is a Kalenjin language, and it is in Lowland, in Narrowland.
Yes, that is it.
Yes, Mr. Captain, maybe your take on that, on the issue of the difference in language. How is he going to really? How is he going to maneuver on this? Because it's a serious thing, and it's one of the reasons why he might lose some votes, especially on those Arabic country that are within Africa.
Let me, Mark, let me say this. Where is your heart as far as this thing of EU concerned? EU.
My heart, okay.
Uh-huh.
My stand is I'm a Kenyan, and truth be told, whenever any Kenyan, gets out there and they need our support as a country, I think we are countrymen and we have to stand with them. That's a fact. If you remember, Eliud Kipchoge made us so proud to a point that these athletes, they always unite the country. I've never personally liked athletes, but I started following athletes when Eliud Kipchoge started winning, and I got so much interested in athletes, and I do follow it up to date.
Just
And
say
that,
Ineos. Just
yeah,
say
and
Ineos talent.
that tells you that whenever any Kenyan is out there, I can take my whole day just to watch, him running. I like Faith. She does a good thing. She's one of the smartest athletes to say. But whenever they get out there, they always unite us as a people. We give them the support that they need. So this with the same spirit, any Kenyan who is going out to fight outside the territory of the Republic of Kenya, I've always believed that we need to support them fully from the heart and support them with any way possible, whether it's prayer, whether it's anything that they need. And for that matter, I can tell you for a fact, I really wish that Raila gets that position, because whenever we get to these positions outside the Republic of Kenya, it's a way of advertising our own country, and it opens door, for people from that region. People get to know that he is the AUC leader. These are the qualities that is shown. You see, and that's something good that you know we need to emulate. This lady who just won the Senate in US, you know, and again, let me just not forget when Obama got to the position of presidency in United States of America, you know, so many people get to know about his roots, where he came from, who was the father, and they traced it back and found it here in Kenya. And somehow any person from the US who is coming in the country, they come knowing that one of the presidents that they've ever had came from Kenya. And that's a good thing. It's a way of advertising our country. That is my stand on that. Maybe you can also give your contrary opinion. You are allowed, Mr. Captain.
You know, one thing, Mark, that you don't understand is that there is a difference between fighting using strength and energy and fighting using other people's knowledge. Raila Odinga now is fighting using other people's knowledge. The people who have to vote Raila Odinga in, they use their own knowledge to vote. But when we talk of Kipchoge and others, or athletes and or whatever, Kipchoge was using his own energy to win. Whether Ethiopian was there, whether like South African was there, maybe Caster Semenya or whatever, the athletes were there. Kipchoge's energy is the one that made him to be where he is right now, so to speak. But for the case of Raila Odinga and many others, we are relying on someone's country that they have their own policies and they have their own constitutional issues on how they are going to vote, but not energy. They are not using energy. For instance, let's use Museveni. Museveni is not using energy to vote for Raila Odinga. Museveni is using, what is this Raila Odinga giving us in Africa that even Uganda can benefit from it? You see? So when it comes to telling us that supporting a Kenyan because we are Kenyan, let's look first. What are we benefiting from this person that we are trying to put him in that position? For me, I can tell you this. Baba is fighting with knowledge, with knowledgeable people. Those people who have IQ, intelligent quotient. I think nowadays we call them AI. Raila is fighting with artificial intelligent people. But Kipchoge, they are fighting with the people who are using energy. A very big difference on that. That's what I can say, Mark.
Okay. That's your opinion, Captain Kip. I agree with you. And maybe what I have to say on that is from your clarification, you're saying that the athletes use their energy, and then when it comes to the political positions, it is different. But I want to tell you something, Kip, that you are a Kenyan. You've always been here when elections are being held. We've always seen the issue of tribalism is coming in. And we've always seen that, for example, if I can give you an example of what happened in 2022, all the Kalenjins supported the president, and that's a fact. Almost all the Mount Kenya people also supported William Samoei Ruto. The reason being, they had interest. I hope you are listening to me. They had interest, and because of the interest, they were united together. So there's nothing different here, Mr. Kip. Everything is same. The only difference here is that he's now not, going for this position within the republic, but he's going it in a different place. We are all Africans. Kenya is part and parcel of Africa. And so we have what it takes to lead Africa. We are not a lesser country. We are equal country, and that's why we are called a nation. Whenever nations are producing people to go, vie for any position in Africa, we have the same, opportunity. We are a nation. We have the president. We have our own country that we are running it. We have our people who have gone through the education system in this country, of which we believe in those education systems. And we believe that we can produce people who can also, vie for positions within the African or the continent. We've always produced people, the likes, if you can remember, there's some people, the likes of Professor Wangari Maathai, who won the Nobel Prize. That is a confirmation to you that whenever, not just within the continent of Africa, but worldwide, whenever there's any position that is there that people are fighting for, we have the same opportunity and we should not fear. We should not, I don't think it's good for us to reason in a way that, we try to talk as if we are from some lesser god or from some lesser mother. I believe, whether it is you, Mr. Captain Kip, if you have the experience and you're going there, what we need to do as a country is to fully back you. If you have the knowledge, if you've been in the leadership position, if you understand what the continent needs, and you're a candidate of the country, we will support you. And that is what I'm trying to say. I hope that is the point that you are trying to drive home.
But I think, Kevin, you know what? You think that the way you're answering me, you are trying to show that maybe sometimes.
Allow me to answer this question from Gypsy Corner. I'm not supporting Raila Odinga because he's from Kenya, no. But my question to you is, Gypsy Corner, let's just be factual. I'm not supporting him because he's coming from our region. Among the AUC, among the candidates, those that have presented themselves, I've partly listened to some of them, and I like the presentation of the one that is coming from Djibouti. I believe that he has what it takes to be in that position. I agree with that. But I also look at Raila Odinga and then I try to analyze what it takes, just from my personal view, what is needed for this position. And if I try to analyze this, the person Raila Odinga, I see and I can be able to tell that from what I've seen in him and from how he has behaved in these positions, I believe he is capable, and that's why I'm supporting him. I'm not supporting him just because he's coming from Kenya. If he was not in this position, I would have also analyzed the characters of these other candidates. And from the ones that I've analyzed, I would have gone for one for Djibouti if Raila was not in. At some point, he said he was actually quitting. We believed that he was quitting. If he would have quitted, I would have said that the one coming from Djibouti is the right one. But so far, I believe, that he has what it takes. And if he wasn't really having that, at some point he almost became the president of the Republic of Kenya. It's because the people also believed in him, that he had what it takes to run this republic. So I'm not really realigning, or I'm not giving my point based on just a region where he's coming from, but I was just trying to give an example to my brother Captain Kip. I was trying to do a clarification of what he had presented. Has Raila declared to be a EU member about his position in Kenya, or has Raila declared to the AU members about his position in Kenya?
This question is difficult for me. I don't know what it means.
Has Raila declared to the AU members about his position in Kenya? From where I sit, I don't think Raila holds any position so far that would make him not qualify or get the opportunity to be elected in that position. If suppose maybe he was still holding any office, then that would have been a question. But I don't think it is, because if you can remember, there's a time we presented Amina Mohammed for this position. By then, she was still a minister, and that was not questioned. I don't really think she had even, she was serving as a minister when she was being proposed for this position. So I don't think if someone holds a local position, then it becomes an issue. I don't know whether that's what you mean, Gypsy Corner. But from where I sit, it's not necessary. It doesn't, there's no any problem whether he declares his stand or not, because what really matters is if he gets to this position, that is when his movement and political desires would be, there are some things that he would not be allowed to engage in, like getting involved in the local politics, because that would mean that he'll be meddling in the local politics. That would be against. Okay, Kevin Noburo, Kevin Captain Raila has not fully exit ODM because he's still involved, plus a bit of helping hands. Yeah, I agree with you, and that's why I'm trying to say that once he get to that position, should he manage, that is when he'll have to quit, being party leader of ODM and all these things. So far, his hands are not tied, but if he gets there, then that would change. But I think so far we have an acting party leader, and that would mean that constitutionally, that means that he's no longer holding that position. And if there's any questioning, he can argue that there's someone in that position in an acting capacity.
Is there a way that AU position needs documentation to show that he is not a member of any party in Africa?
Okay. I don't really think there is, but from my understanding, it's not supposed to be, to involve in the local politics. And that's why I believe he taken a backseat in the running of ODM, whereby he worked smart and appointed an acting party leader. And if he's questioned about that, he can argue that he's no longer there. There's someone that is in acting capacity in that position.
So, which means the person acting knows that it is a pending issue. Raila will come in anytime.
Of course, if he fails, of course he'll have to go back, because that is his property. Because legally it's okay for him. He has done what is right. But we are Kenyans. The game that is being played.
For me, it's not wonders from the heaven. I know Kenya. This Kenya is
yes, that's why I'm saying to us as a people, we know what is happening. But to the people who are not Kenyans, once they are told that there's someone in acting capacity, then to them that would be okay, and legally that would be right.
And let me ask you one question, Mark. According to qualifications and all whatever, will this position be made public when maybe documenting everything that These are my documents. This is how I qualify. I have been a politician like this and that. Is there a legal way that they will do such a thing?
Mr. Kip, their qualification, there's a list of things that one has to meet. And I don't think there's any country that can allow or sponsor a candidate to go for that position if they've not vetted on their level to understand that they have the pre-qualification and everything that is needed.
So this issue that people are telling us that Raila Odinga was not even in Maranda is a lie.
Those are propagandas. Those are propagandas. You should not believe on those.
Because we are told that we are tend to be told to believe that Raila and Oscar Sudi, they were in Highway High School.
Captain Keep, those are the stories which always come when we are going for presidency, just to make voters believe. Those are things that you should never take serious.
That is why they say Raila and Sudi, they are friends. They were in high school together.
Those are just propaganda. Raila is a learned fellow, and at some point he was a lecturer. So I don't really think he would go stand before a group of comrades. Yeah. So I don't think those are just stories. I think Gypsy Corner didn't get my point. He's saying yesterday Raila had a secret meeting to help ODM strengthen. I did not say that Raila is no longer involved in ODM. I said he is still involved in ODM, and what is happening is that he has delegated some powers to Professor Anyang' Nyong'o to act as the party leader of ODM. Within the country, if suppose we were going for some legal clarification, legally he'll be okay. It would be right for someone to say that he's no longer the party leader because there's someone acting in that capacity. But we are Kenyans, we know what is happening. We know that Raila is still the party leader of ODM, and that is his business. He can't leave it to anyone. And the reason why Professor was appointed in acting capacity, it's because he's not sure whether he's going to win the AUC seat or not. So should he fail, he'll come back and take his position as the party leader of ODM. And that is the reason why. So if they go out of the Republic of Kenya, he'll be okay, and it will be right for him to say that he's no longer party leader of ODM because there's someone acting in that capacity, We Kenyans, we know the game that is being played. And what he did legally, it's right, yes. He can't be accused of still meddling in the, being a party leader of a local party. Lakini mimi na captain hapa na wengine tunajua ya kwamba hiyo ni mali yake na hezi acha. So that is the game. Captain, say something.
Amesema hiyo ni story ya chapa. Ni chapa ama ni jaba? I don't know.
Ni story ya jaba ukienda pale nje. Hata huku kwetu ni story ya jaba tukatai, lakini the truth of the matter is he's still the party leader and he doesn't want to leave that position, but legally he cannot be tied. We cannot accuse him of still being the party leader.
But don't you see, Mark, that when we say that he's still the party leader and he's still going for the position in the platform like this one, they can even use this to make him fail because this is public and he'll be asked, someone say there that you are still a party leader.
You know what, Mr. Captain?
And according to our requirements, you are not supposed to be up
Captain Keep.
In politics.
I'm trying to give a clarification, and this is the clarification. I don't know if this is the clarification. ODM party, they had a NEC meeting, and through the NEC meeting, they proposed that Raila be relieved from the party leadership of ODM, and that Professor Anyang' Nyong'o be appointed in the acting capacity. What does that mean? He has been relieved. Like hiyo power imetolewa kwake, imewekwa mahali, alafu mwenye bado anaweza access hizo power ni professor. You get, so legally if you go to court, they will argue that we had the NEC meeting and they agreed that we relieve him. You get?
Which court? Which court?
Any court, any Kenyan court, or even outside Kenya. Because what really matters is, the constitution of the party always has a constitution, and there's nothing that can be done
And
without.
Mark, I don't know. Do you know the position Raila is going for is AU, Africa, not Kibera local there.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, the truth of the matter is, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But, if I'm a Kenyan, now if I want to go to court now and say that Raila is going for the AUC seat, and he's still a member of, the party leader of ODM, if I take that matter to court, they will argue that, you know what was the position of the party? They'll tell me that the NEC, which is the party organ that makes a decision, they had a meeting and they all resolved that they're relieving Raila Odinga from the position of party leader so that he may get free to get into the race. And they agreed that power they're giving to one in an acting capacity. You get? So he's already relieved as the party leader of ODM. Yeah, so legally it is right, and you cannot question that.
Okay, anyway, we will be we will agree to be deaf and fools there, but for me, I don't think we are going to say that we are moving to wrong.
Hayo ni mambo ambayo yako.
It is like telling us that it is a public holiday today, but the Kenyan courts are not working, but we are swearing in a deputy president of the Republic of Kenya.
Yeah.
And the person who is swearing in, this person is not supposed to be working because it's a public holiday.
If you go to court, do you know what they will tell you? That the country cannot be held hostage. And for that reason, the judge or the person who is responsible is given the mandate to proceed, giving the oath so that the country is not held backward. And that is why, if you remember the argument in the court, the issue of what was it? There was an issue that was freely fought in the court.
Well,
the issue that was barring or stopping the swearing in of Professor Kindiki. If you can remember, there's a point that it lapsed, it expired, and after expiry, there was an argument in court. If you remember, Professor Tom Ojienda was telling the judges that now that the order that was stopping the swearing in of the deputy president had stopped, can we then just give a clarification or a go ahead for us to swear in the new deputy president? And this same question, it went ahead, and the judges said that the country cannot be held hostage, and so they have to swear in the deputy president.
Mark, you need to specify that they have to swear in Kindiki, because when you say deputy president, we are still confused. Who was that?
Yeah, our viewers are aware of what I'm talking about. Of course, we are not yet used to the new deputy president. At times, will be confusing ourselves, still believing that Gachagua
Do
is
you know?
the
Do you
deputy.
know? Do you know? Do you know, Mark, that I'm not the only one listening on the platform here. There are even some new people who just came in the other day. They don't know what has been happening in Kenya. So you have to say that to swear in Kithure Kindiki to replace Kashagwa. You have to explain to the people. It's a media platform.
Very well, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so that was the point. So the issue of the legality of that matter was sorted, and this of Raila as well. It's something that legally they've sorted it, and it's a question that cannot arise henceforth, and it cannot stop it from anything because they've done it. They did what was right according to the constitution of the party and the constitution of the land.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is my take. Captain Keep, I don't know whether you still have something you want to share with us. I can see my eyes. They're getting
Where are you going
heavy.
to? You're supposed
They're
to be going
getting
to
heavy.
church.
Eh?
You're supposed to be going to church tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
You're supposed to go to church tomorrow. Kanisa, kanisa.
Yes, yes. You know, huku mambo ni mengi.
Lakini Sunday in the church.
Mambo ni mengi. Huku Kenya mambo ni mengi. Hakuna kulala. There's a song in Luo.
Nakwambia nilikuja nikakaa Kenya 3 months. Nikaona hapa nitakufa.
Yeah, so mambo ni mengi. So
Anyway, mimi sina nyingine ya kuongeza.
okay.
Kitu kile nataka nikuambie ni kwamba each and every time after maybe like around mkiwa kwa show kitu kama dakika
Gypsy is saying something
30
here.
minutes weka link. 30 minutes weka link.
There's a comment here. Are you going to look out for 11? What does that mean? So nisaidie hapa Captain. Hii comment inamaanisha nini?
At 11 what?
Oh, okay. I get it. Are you going to look out? Oh yes, that was a good observation. So it's 11. Okay. Yeah,
11 minutes.
See, we are in the 11th month of the year, and we are waiting for 11th day in the 11th month.
Oh, hii matisho ya agency ya 11 sijui mara 10 mara 12.
Yeah, mambo ni mengi. Nimekwambia mambo ni mengi.
Achana na hizo nani. Kevin, wewe funga show. Mimi nimeenda.
Okay, thank you, Captain Keep, for joining. To our viewers and everyone in the comment section, we really appreciate. Thanks for your time. We are very, very much grateful. We hope that you'll continue being with us and sharing what you have at the comment section. We will really appreciate. To Gypsy Corner, our consistent engage at the comment section. Thank you so much. Everyone at the viewing side, thank you so much. We really appreciate. We hope that you'll join us again tomorrow. And for your consistent support, thank you so much. If you are new, this is Brother Benson Media. We request you to kindly like and subscribe to the channel. Na tutashukuru sana. Allow me to take this opportunity to wish you a blessed night, a blessed evening, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon. Until tomorrow, thank you and bye-bye.